The techniques you're about to learn, some of them will seem simple, some of them more complicated, but they're all based on knowledge.
Your mind is the most powerful self-defense tool, and it is what will make the difference in you being able to protect yourself and your family.
This is a mock example of what this technique might look like in real life. The technique that we're going to go over right now is escaping from a straddled position throat grab, where the attacker's actually gotten on top of you and is choking you with one hand. There's two hands and one hand. But we're going to do this one-handed straddled assailant scenario. And I have two people that are going to help me. If you'll come out, and if you'll just lay down here, and then you just straddle her. Here's the picture that we start with. This person, now, I'm going to mention right now, if this happens on a mattress, on a bed, this technique is probably not going to work. You need some firm ground of some kind. A park, it's happened outside of a dorm, you've been dragged into an alleyway. There's terrible scenarios that can go through your mind where you can end up in this situation. But the ground is basically firm. It's grass, it's a beach. It doesn't matter, that's firm enough for this technique to be effective. He's got a hold of her throat. She's going to have to react quickly. He may be wanting to punch her with his hand, he has it in the chamber, or he may simply be tearing off her clothes or threatening her in a number of other ways, verbally as well as with that hand. So she's going to respond fairly fast. She's going to grab the wrist of this throat grabbing technique. She's not trying to pull it off so that she can breathe. She's holding on to the wrist to stabilize it so that she can strike with her arm, which does not take a lot of strength, hammering into this elbow area to bend it. That's not done to do damage to the arm. It's done so that that left arm of hers now can reach up and easily go right behind his head and drive it into the ground as hard as she can. As she does that, she's now pushing this wrist and arm into him, driving him up and lifting with her hips, which means she's brought her feet up to give her hips some leverage. Let's see that one more time going the other way. So he's on, he grabs with the other hand. She grabs that wrist, elbow, she pushes into it, smashes it, drives his head into the ground, and pushes him off. Let's take a look at this technique from another angle. Very nice. The first thing again, grabbing the wrist of that throat attack, driving your forearm into the elbow, inside of the elbow area. You're not trying to do damage to the arm. It will automatically, because they're laying pressure on it. They're choking you, they're laying their upper body pressure on it. It will bend. As it bends and buckles them down, you have that opportunity to wrap around the neck and drive their head in, pushing the shoulder, raising your hips, throwing them off so that you can run. All right, this is a difficult technique, but it is worth becoming familiar with. Freeing yourself up from a straddled position, single hand throat grab. These self-defense videos have been brought to you by SecureLivingOnline.com.